Is there such thing as an ethical billionaire? For a long time, I believe the answer was no. And I still do, relax. But like any position that feels good to hold, it's worth interrogating. After all, there's something distinctly capitalist about the comfort of an unexamined conviction. So let's try a thought experiment. Imagine a girl writes an ebook. Not just any ebook, but one packed with genuinely valuable information and the kind that tangibly improves your life. She sells it for $2, okay? 1 billion people buy it. No workers are exploited, no paper used, no hidden costs. Just one person, one idea, $2 billion in revenue. Is that unethical? I would argue no, at least not inherently. This is a fair and transparent exchange. The buyers receive something that they believe is worth their money, if not more. And the author, in turn, amasses a fortune. No underpaid labor, no environmental destruction, no shady business practices. On the surface, this looks like ethical commerce. But here's where the ethical calculus shifts, because what happens next? Let's say that the author decides to give away 95% of her earnings. That leaves her with $100 million, which is an amount that could transform anyone's life reasonably, right? That feels like more than enough for personal satisfaction and security. In fact, research suggests that happiness derived from money plateaus around an annual income of $75,000 to $100,000 a year. I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to be super generous and I'm going to say, let's cap it at $100 million. So what happens to the remaining $1.9 billion? More importantly, who gets to decide what happens with it? Because even in the instance where someone who is now giving away $1.9 billion does so for good, who defines what good means? One billionaire might decide to dedicate their fortune to ending poverty. Another might spend it on colonizing Mars. Both believe they're advancing humanity, but their visions of a better world are deeply subjective. They are shaped by personal bias, cultural influences, even hubris. That is the problem. Billionaires don't just accumulate wealth. They accumulate influence. They become unelected private governments, wielding more power than some nations. Unlike actual governments, though, they answer to no one. There are no checks and balances and no public accountability. Is it ethical for one person to control more wealth than entire countries? I would argue no, because even the most benevolent billionaire cannot replicate the collective wisdom or the built-in accountability of a democratic system.